On a bright May morning in Moscow, the Red Square bore witness to a spectacular display of military power and national pride. Russia celebrated Victory Day, marking the 80th anniversary of the triumph over Nazi Germany in World War II. This year's parade was unique. It was not just a commemoration of the past, but a powerful statement of Russia's current standing on the world stage. The parade showcased Russia's latest military hardware, a testament to its resurgent military strength. Thousands of troops marched in perfect unison, their synchronized movements reflecting rigorous training and discipline. Modern battle tanks, including the formidable T-14 Armata, rumbled across the cobblestones, their massive cannons pointed towards the sky, a silent assertion of Russia's military prowess. Overhead, the roar of fighter jets ripped through the air, leaving trails of smoke in their wake. The advanced Su-57 stealth fighters, Russia's answer to the American F-35S, captivated the audience with their sleek design and aerial maneuvers. The parade was not just a display of raw power, but also a platform to unveil cutting-edge military technology. Drones, including the Geranium-2, Russia's version of the Iranian Shahed drone, buzzed across the sky, highlighting the changing face of modern warfare. The presence of several world leaders at the parade added a significant geopolitical dimension to the event. It underscored the shifting sands of global alliances, with the emergence of new power centers challenging the traditional dominance of the West. President Xi Jinping of China, a testament to the burgeoning Sino-Russian partnership, stood beside President Putin, both leaders watching the spectacle unfold before them. Their presence sent a clear message to the world. The two nations are forging a strong alliance, united by their shared vision of a multipolar world order. It was a clear demonstration of solidarity against what they perceive as Western hegemony. The leaders of Brazil, India, and South Africa, the other members of the BRICS bloc, were also present, showcasing the growing influence of this group of emerging economies. Leaders from Central Asia, Africa, and Latin America, representing nations that were once colonies of European powers, also graced the occasion. This was a clear indication of Russia's growing influence in regions traditionally considered to be within the Western sphere of influence. The parade was a testament to Russia's ability to forge strong ties with nations seeking an alternative to the Western-dominated world order. The 2025 Victory Day Parade was more than just a military spectacle. It was a powerful symbol of a shifting global power balance. With the increasing might of the BRICS nations, the traditional dominance of the West is being challenged. This shift has significant implications for the existing world order. The parade signaled the emergence of a multipolar world, where nations like China, Russia, India, and Brazil play an important role. They are no longer content with playing second fiddle to the West. The growing might of these nations is giving them a louder voice on the world stage. They are challenging existing global institutions and demanding a greater say in shaping the global order. The parade was a powerful symbol of this shift, a shift that is likely to have profound implications for the future. The presence of leaders from former colonies at the Victory Day Parade was particularly symbolic. It served as a reminder of the historical context in which the current geopolitical shifts are occurring. The legacy of Western colonialism continues to cast a long shadow over international relations. Many of the nations now aligning themselves with Russia and China have a history of being exploited and oppressed by Western powers. This shared experience of colonialism has created a sense of solidarity among them, a sense of understanding that transcends geographical boundaries. The parade, with its display of unity between Russia and these nations, was a powerful reminder of the enduring impact of colonialism. It highlighted the resentment that many nations still feel towards the West for its past actions. This resentment is further fueled by the perception that the West continues to dictate terms to the rest of the world, often with little regard for the interests of developing nations. The parade, therefore, can be seen as a symbolic rejection of this perceived Western dominance. Section 5. The American Tightrope. Trump's balancing act with Russia. The Victory Day Parade in Moscow presented a complex challenge for the United States. The event underscored the challenges facing U.S. foreign policy in an increasingly multipolar world. The Trump administration's approach to Russia has been a mix of confrontation and attempts at rapprochement. The US has imposed sanctions on Russia for its actions in Ukraine and Syria. Yet President Trump has expressed his desire for better relations with President Putin. This ambiguity in US policy towards Russia has created uncertainty among allies and adversaries. It has raised concerns about the future of the transatlantic alliance. The Victory Day parade highlighted the challenges facing the US in this complex geopolitical landscape. Section 6. A fractured West European anxieties and responses. The Victory Day parade in Moscow, with its display of Russian military might and the burgeoning alliance between Russia and China, has heightened anxieties in Europe. The event underscored the growing strategic challenge posed by Russia and the potential for a more assertive Russia on the world stage. The parade came at a time when Europe is already grappling with a range of internal and external challenges. The rise of populism, the UK's exit from the European Union, and the ongoing refugee crisis have strained European unity. The Trump administration's unpredictable foreign policy and its questioning of the US commitment to NATO have further added to European anxieties. In response to the perceived threat from Russia, European nations have taken steps to bolster their own defenses. There have been calls for increased military spending and greater cooperation within the European Union on defense matters. Some European leaders have also called for a more assertive stance towards Russia, including maintaining sanctions and strengthening NATO's eastern flank. Section 7. The Rise of the Rest. BRICS and the Global South. The Victory Day parade in Moscow showcased not just Russian military might, but also the growing influence of the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The presence of leaders from these countries, alongside those from Central Asia, Africa, and Latin America, highlighted the emergence of a new power dynamic in global affairs. The BRICS nations, with their large populations, vast resources, and growing economies, are challenging the traditional dominance of the West. They are demanding a greater voice in global governance and seeking to reshape the international order to better reflect their interests. The parade served as a platform for these nations to demonstrate their solidarity and their shared vision of a multipolar world. The rise of the BRICS nations is having a profound impact on the global South. These countries are providing an alternative model of development, one that is not based on the Washington consensus. They are investing heavily in infrastructure, technology, and education in developing nations. This is leading to closer economic and political ties between the BRICS nations and the global South. Section 8. A New World Order in the Making. The Victory Day parade in Moscow, with its display of military might, its showcasing of alliances, and its implicit message of a world no longer dominated by the West, has led many observers to ask, are we witnessing the emergence of a new world order? The answer, like most things in geopolitics, is complex and nuanced. On the one hand, it is clear that the world is moving away from a unipolar system dominated by the United States towards a more multipolar one. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the growing influence of other regional powers are reshaping the global balance of power. This shift is creating both challenges and opportunities for the international community. On the other hand, it is premature to pronounce the death of the old order or the birth of a new one. The United States, despite its relative decline, remains the world's most powerful nation, both militarily and economically. The international institutions created in the aftermath of World War II, though in need of reform, continue to play an important role in global governance. Section 9. The Road Ahead. Navigating a Multipolar World. The Victory Day parade in Moscow served as a stark reminder that the world is changing. The unipolar moment, dominated by the United States, is fading. We are entering an era of multipolarity, characterized by the rise of new powers, the resurgence of old ones, and the diffusion of power across the globe. This new era presents both challenges and opportunities. The challenge lies in managing the transition to a more multipolar world peacefully, and avoiding the kind of great power conflicts that have plagued humanity in the past. The opportunity lies in building a more just, equitable, and sustainable world order, one that reflects the interests and aspirations of all nations and peoples. This will require a new kind of diplomacy, one based on dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect. It will also require a willingness to reform existing global institutions to make them more representative and responsive to the needs of the 21st century. The road ahead will be challenging, but it is a journey we must take together. The future of humanity may depend on it.